Yes guys, how's it going? Briss Rugby back again with another preview ahead of round 2 of the Guinness Six Nations 2020. Round 1 was incredible with some fantastic games, loads of coverage over that weekend on my channel, so thank you for the support and the viewership over them videos. We're starting today with the first game on the Saturdays, Ireland against Wales. If you're stoked for it, if you're excited, subscribe, leave a like on the video and comment your thoughts down below. Let's get into it. Okay, let's talk about the last 5 meetings between these two sides. It's been pretty even over the past 5 games, but there's something that we need to point out in just a second about them. First of all, let's look at the past 5 games. As I said, the last 2 games of Rugby World Cup warm-ups, and Ireland won both of them actually. One at the Millennium and one at the Aviva. But in the Six Nations, it's been back and forth. So in 2019, in the Millennium, Wales won the Grand Slam, beating Ireland comprehensively 25 points to 7, while in 2018 Ireland beat Wales at home at 37-27, while in 2017 then Wales beat Ireland at home 22 to 9 points. But Wales haven't won in Dublin since 2012, which is it's not a great start, that's for sure. They won that one 23-21 on their way to the Grand Slam back in 2012, so it's been 8 years since we've won out in Dublin. So that is going to be a challenge for Wayne Pivac's men to get over that mental hurdle, if it is one. But it's got to be something that we need to do this weekend. You feel like this game already is a huge game in the title decider, and it's only round 2 already. So how did both teams get on last weekend? Well, if you're living under a rock, you'll know that Ireland, that Ireland won 19 points to 12 against Scotland. Stuart Hogg dropping the ball and gifting them almost the victory there. But Ireland, not an incredible victory, but will certainly take that victory. And as Sexton said, a win is a win. That's what we wanted. While Wales ran out comfortable winners against Italy at home, 42 points to 0. Let's be honest, Italy were poor. Wales didn't have to get out of second gear, to be honest. Josh Adams is in the form of his life, and so he's going to finish opportunities. And so it was a very, very comfortable victory for us. So the key battle for me on Saturday is going to be between these two players, Justin Tipuric and CJ Stander. CJ Stander on Saturday was one of the best players on the pitch. He turned the ball over, he was so controlling, his impacts in the tackle, his defenders beaten were quite high for his position. We'll go through the stats in just a second. Justin Tipuric also was involved in the game, turnovers and also in the loose, doing what he can do best. And so that battle between them two, so Stander will be playing 8, where I don't think he's quite as efficient as he is at maybe 7 or 6, but Tipuric will be playing 7 for Wales. So CJ Stander, his stats for Saturday's games: tackles were 18 for himself, while Justin Tipuric had 17 tackles. But missed tackles, 2 for Stander, 0 for Tipuric. So a really good day for both players at the office, but Tipuric outstanding. Passes completed, Tipuric had 9 passes, while CJ Stander had 14. And then defenders beaten of 4 each. So both players were very, very influential in the game. And although Tipuric had a much easier opponent in Italy, let's be honest, he was very much involved in the game. And 17 tackles with 0 missed is an incredible rate for him. And CJ Stander, just to have 14 passes in a game, I guess from 8 you're a little bit more influential with the ball in hand, and we certainly saw that on Saturday. But that battle between them, who can get dominance at the breakdown, who can turn the ball over, who can slow the ball down, who can rip, who can jackal at the breakdown, is going to be key to see who wins this one. It's going to be so interesting to see the battle of the back rows. I think both back rows can be world class. I think Wales is maybe just pips them, but it's an incredible back row. Talking about the back row, let's get into the teams. So let's get into the team, starting with the home side, Ireland. A few changes for them, but only 2 changes. Starting with the backs, at full back it's Jordan Larmour, who I thought had a decent game against Scotland, looked dangerous. Conway on the wing, then Henshaw and Aki are the centre partnership, Henshaw coming in there. On the wing then, Stockdale's been in a weird reign of form, hasn't he? Really good for Ulster, but for Ireland recently, maybe not so good. Sexton stays at 10 as captain, and the big choice is, of course, that about Conor Murray. Conor Murray staying at 9. And let's be honest, he hasn't been in the greatest of form. He comes in at 9, and Cooney stays on the bench. When Cooney came on, I thought he made a massive difference, but Murray continues at 9. Then at 8, of course, the man we've just been talking about, CJ Stander. He's partnered with Van der Flyn, the 7 shirt, and Omani comes in for this one. Then in the lock position, we've got Ryan and Henderson, and then the front row is Healy, Herring and Furlong, leaving the bench looking like this. Keith Earls, Byrne, Conway, Deegan, Toner, Porter, Kilcoyne and Kelleher. So a very strong Ireland team. My thoughts on it, I think the big one is Conor Murray, obviously. Yeah, strange, because when we look at the Wales team in a minute, you see that Pivac has stuck with form players, while Farrell has stuck with the same team pretty much, except for 1 or 2 changes which were forced upon him. I think that Murray is just not in form, and I think you have to go with the form player, someone who is going to have that influence on the game, who's with confidence, who's making the correct choices at the right time. And I think Conor Murray's very predictable. I think you know what he's going to do 9 times out of 10. You have an inkling what he's going to do, but it's going to be interesting to see. Again, the breakdown's going to be key. Whoever gets quick ball in this game is going to win, in my opinion. I think that's what's going to happen. Jumping over to the Welsh. So starting with the fullback again, and the backs. Halfpenny at fullback, so no changes there. Thought he had a really good game. North jumps onto the wing, so Johnny McNichol jumps onto the bench. You'll understand why in a minute, because at number 13, Nick Tompkins gets a start. Came off the bench against Italy, looked really, really good, really positive, scored a great try. And let's be honest, North against Italy, 5 defenders running at him. Not all at once, of course, but throughout the game, and only managed to tackle 3. Doesn't scream out confidence for me. So North jumps back onto the wing where he's better, in my opinion. And we have Tompkins playing in the centre. Alongside Tompkins, then we've got Hadley Parks. And then on the opposite wing, we have Josh Adams, the man in form. 3 tries against Italy. He's probably the form wing in the world at the minute. Then the halfbacks is very interesting. Dan Beer keeps his place at 10, but so does Thomas Williams. Thomas Williams, I thought, had a brilliant game against them, and I thought he was so quick. He got a quick ball, and as I said, I think quick ball is going to be key to this match to see who manages to get the victory. So Gareth Davis comes onto the bench. Webb, therefore, is out of the matchday squad completely. Gareth Davis back fit from his little injury. Then heading over to the forwards, we have Faletau, Tippick and Wainwright as a back row, which I think is extremely exciting. I think Wainwright is one of the finds of the last 2 years for us. Then in the locks position, we have Alan Wynne-Jones as captain, of course, and partnered by Jake Bull. I think that's just such a powerful, dynamic duo who can really look to get over the game line and brilliant line-out options. And then the front row is Dylan Lewis, Ken Owens and Wynne-Jones. Must mention about the scrum last week. I thought we did struggle in that department. It was a strange one where that was the only place Italy were dominant over us, I felt, but they were dominant at the scrum and we did struggle. So hopefully this week that has been sorted. So that leaves a bench of Johnny McNichol. Owen Williams comes in, the Gloucester, who fly half, who can also play centre and fullback. And Johnny McNichol can play across the back 3 as well. Gareth Davis, of course, is your scrum half option. And then the forward options are Ross Moriarty, Adam Beard, Leon Brown, Rhys Carre and Ryan Elias. So those are the 2 teams. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on both sides. How do I see this one going? Well, I think it's going to be really, really close. I am going to back us to win Wales. I'm not saying that because I'm Welsh. I generally believe we are going to do it. I just think we've got that little bit more cohesion. I think we've got it that little bit more together than Ireland. I still think that Ireland are still building up their momentum and building up their rhythm, but I just don't think this game is going to quite be the one for them. I think that for us to have put 40 points on Italy, yes, Italy were poor, but that gives you confidence. We saw the way we wanted to attack, and I just think that we will have that little bit enough. I think our game management probably, with the more experience that we have on the pitch, I just think that that is something that will really play in for us. I think it'll be extremely close. I can't imagine it'll be more than one try between both teams, 7 points or less for sure. It'll be really close, but it's about who makes the tactical decisions, who decides to take the points, who goes for the tries, which one pays off. Those are going to be the key areas, and discipline is going to be massive. But guys, let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on this one. Sorry I'm sounding all sniffy, I've got a cold, I'm just about recovering, so bringing this one for you here on Bish Rugby. If you didn't see yesterday's video, it's the Major League Rugby preview out now, and later today we will have the previews for Scotland against England and of course France against Italy. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe, leave a like, and as I said before, put your thoughts in the comments down below. Peace.